This isn't politics related, but damn did it anger me. This is an article by AndroidPit about being against economically efficient common sense phone design for the sake of profit and ooh la la, look how good my phone looks. If you're like me, you care about stretching the lifespan of your products for as long as possible. I have a Cubot phone, which is previously owned by my dad. It works fine, and new, that phone only costed £200. It has stood the test of time, and something I really like about it is the ability to prolong the life of it. Let's see what AndroidPit have to say about this.
No, you don't need a smartphone with a removable battery.
Oh, you're going to tell me how to act, are you? Well, fuck you, AndroidPit. I say it's a good investment, and you are in no place to give me this pretentious crap. I bet you've been paid by smartphone vendors to project this garbage article. Even the headline makes me want to vomit. Okay, let's start reading the actual story.
Smartphones with removable battery have become increasingly rare in recent years. This feature no longer seems to be a priority for many manufacturers, since there are fewer and fewer of them in this field. This trend confirms my feeling that having a smartphone with a removable battery is not really that important anymore in 2017.
Okay, it's true they're getting rarer. That's true. Actually, any signs of modularity are going. Now, I'm aware that modular smartphones failed, and for good reason. But come on now. You're not going to allow me to change a part of my phone that is faulty? You're not going to allow me to expand my storage to add more potential to my device for cheaper? This trend just proves people are stupid. People care more about superficial things like the premium feel and not what they can do with it. Now each to his own, I guess, but I believe your priorities are somewhat messed up.
This debate on removable batteries in smartphones is nothing new. I often hear people talking about why this feature has been left out in many new smartphones. I understand why this issue crops up time and time again, given that until recently, a removable battery was a trademark of Android smartphones as one of the key things that separated it from Apple phones. It was an important selling point for manufacturers to convert iPhone users to the Android world. So why this drastic change in just a few years? Well, it's simply because you no longer need a removable battery.
That's not an argument. All you said there is I don't need a removable battery because I don't need a removable battery. That is circular reasoning right there. Now, I won't deny that early Android phones did this to distinguish themselves from the iPhone, but come on, is that a good reason to get rid of a perfectly good feature? My phone's battery's been acting up, so does that justify me throwing the baby out with the bathwater? No, it doesn't! Can't I just get a new battery and continue to use my reliable device? What a joke!
There are several reasons that explain this change of situation. One of the simple reasons is the significant evolution of batteries in recent years. Smartphones are now able to offer more thanks to improved technology, as well as give users more options, especially with regards to charging. In particular, technological advances like fast charging and wireless charging have appeared and become the norm. External batteries have improved and widened the market, thus replacing the need for a smartphone with a removable battery, as users can always have a battery at hand. As a result, the removable battery is no longer as sought after as it once was.
Yes, okay, batteries have got better over time. And they can still malfunction, they're not perfect. Maybe my battery starts acting up after only 6 months after I bought the phone. What do I do then? This is just like what Apple did last year. Oh, headphone jacks are obsolete. Lol, buy our AirPods. Any person with common sense is laughing at you. But luckily for all the big manufacturers, Apple, Samsung, Google, HTC, Sony, Nokia, etc., you've all got a cult following which will never look outside the main options. Who's ever heard of Elephone or Cubot? Not many of us have, but those who do know these know a life outside this cultish mentality of the established companies.
Moreover, if your smartphone battery tended to lose its capacity and battery life over time, users might prefer to switch smartphones than change the battery. Typically, a smartphone battery starts to run out of steam roughly 24 months after purchase, which is often the date your phone subscription is due for a renewal anyway. This battery capacity loss is often a good excuse to buy a new smartphone. It's definitely quite consumerist and not very ecological, but it's representative of the majority of users at this moment. There's no denying it.
Okay, here's a good question for you. Does everyone buy phones under contract? No, they don't. Some of us get pay as you go, so we get to terminate that whenever we want. Yeah, some users might prefer to switch. Some! Does that mean we should be forced to get a new phone every time a single part malfunctions? Why not just replace that part and keep your old boy going? There is a reason why PCs are everywhere, because if one part goes bad, just replace that one part. Easy and cost efficient. It reminds me of this picture here. I may have an older phone, but my old boy will easily outlive what you've got. What you've got is designed to break when the contract is up. Now, you have to buy a whole new phone again. What a waste! Don't tell me capitalism has anything to do with efficiency. What is efficient about wasting a perfectly good phone because the battery was malfunctioning? Why not just get a new battery and actually be efficient? No. That wouldn't help us profit off you. No, you have to waste that perfectly good phone. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. We want you to buy a whole new phone again and continue to waste money off that. Don't question it. Market trends want good looking phones, so eat that shit up. I hate what is happening here. It's not about them looking good. You've been all brainwashed by flashy advertising into caring about looks over anything else. Then it gives them the justification to get rid of perfectly good features which would prolong the life of your device. Then in return you get shitty articles like this telling you why you don't need this, whilst your phone that you bought a year ago is already having battery issues. It is a profiteering business strategy. Most of the masses are too sheepish to listen to the truth. They just want a new fancy premium feeling phone whilst putting specs and actually useful features to the bottom of their priorities. It makes me sick. Sorry. I need to calm down. Okay. One more thing. Let's just put a dagger in this BS once and for all. People don't want this. There were 2 polls on this subject in this exact webpage. Here's the first.
If your phone battery is dead, then it is time to get a new smartphone.
80% say no. I want my existing phone to live on. 80% when actually aware of this issue say no. I don't want to deal with that. However, they keep people ignorant by not even bringing this issue up. Then people don't talk about it and they can silently get rid of that feature which is useful for the consumer but bad for profit. The second poll asks,
would you like to see the return of removable batteries?
67% say yes, even if it hurts the design. A further 13% say yes, as long as design is taken into account. That is 80% of viewers right there. Unfortunately, outside the minority of efficient people, the masses don't care. And that's why LG was the last of the flagships to abolish this feature. That's right. None of the big flagship brands have this anymore. That's the power of the ignorant consumer who is too obsessed with looks over functionality. The capitalist class know this, and they want to perpetuate this. It isn't rocket science. They want people buying more phones, and therefore removing the ability to prolong the lifespan of phones is beneficial to them. It really is that simple.